Hi Earth people, I am Chinghiz together with you. Today June 10th, 2025, and genocide, live streaming. We should repeatedly say that and shall start act for stop the genocide launched by Israel authority of human animals against Palestinian people, not only in Gaza, all combined, they acting and aiming, common. Gaza, West Bank, Eastern Jerusalem. But in Gaza they use this tactic, and this come already in level already, not today, not 1 month earlier, or 2 months, 3 months, not earlier. Come level which never was seen live stream. And this is happening because Israel authorities thinking they above war, they supremacist, they're choosing by the most powerful power in universe, means Satan. Obviously, satanic system ruling world. Fact check. And this system owned by Jewish Zionist elite, Rothschild and Co., who created Israel and using Israel as tool, but Israel created not for that. And we have these world rulers as fact check, fully controlled, full control, United States of America, Britain, European Union, and majority of these countries, they are about full control. Majority of EU countries. And worldwide also there are countries. And entire world they control it and controlling, continue control by the system, financial system, monetary, financial system, and our world, monetary world. So they were rulers. They scams, they everywhere escort, fact check, and the world international humanitarian laws, conventions, including Genocide Convention, Geneva Convention, and others, and world courts, both the International Court of Justice and International Criminal Court. This is all nothing to them. This is not about them. It's about you as people. You goyim. Goyim means human animals. And They world rulers, and online you're witnessing that. They're doing even more genocidal action. Doing more, continue to show their position, they will continue to do. They passed additional laws in Israel by government, by Knesset, the parliament. Additional, even against own citizens who oppose government, they will use measures as this person's citizens collaborated with terrorism, aiding, abetting terrorism by opposing Netanyahu Gov and Co. Netanyahu Co. Gov. All happening. Settlements in West Bank, 22 settlements and much more. And their annexation plan, which already declared by member of Israel government, Bezalel Smotrich, and Ben-Gvir there too. And what? International law say these war crimes, these crimes against humanity and genocide. And there were steps by International Criminal Court, Prosecutor Karim Khan, is indicted and asking judges issue arrest warrant, and was judges rule issue arrest warrant against Hamas leaders and Israel leaders, actually against two Israel leaders, Prime Minister Netanyahu and daytime Defense Minister Gallant. And after that, United States Congress of AIPAC, with White House of AIPAC. AIPAC means Rothschild and Co. Simply one of two, AIPAC, of Rothschild and Co. Decided attack and destroy international law institutions by the sanctions. They sanctioned Karim Khan, others. Now in new sanctions, they sanctioned judges even. And blackmailing, treating team of prosecutor of International Criminal Court and team of these judges who at the same time using United Nations structure, Security Council, which created for work on peace and security by United States using that for the possible continuation of that genocide. In Biden administration time, they did that, and now another human animal, Murdar Stefanik, and her Deputy Murdars vetoed Security Council resolution calling for immediate ceasefire and release hostages and all that, and open humanitarian for humanitarian aid. This border blocked, veto. Simple things, they are blocked. So attacking international law, norm, using United Nations, paralyzed the United Nations, and using this paralyzed United Nations for continue green light live streaming genocide in Gaza against Palestinians. Whole world oppose that, demand action about people. Around the world, authorities coming more bold, but it's not enough without immediate and real action. There's nothing but bold statements which do no sense, means zero sense to Rothschild and Co. and the tools as Netanyahu and War Cabinet of Israel and Trump, White House, Congress, and Britain, Gulf, and same in Germany, same in Italy, and France. President Emmanuel Macron, shame on you. You're President of France. France, great country, huh? Great country, have respectful position around the world. Because you're fighting for justice against injustice, against genocide, against other evil action, and you're protecting international law, no, huh? Macron. And Parliament. And French authority. Macron said in June they will recognize state of Palestine, 2 months ago, approximately. Later, this flash, Starmer joined to him. Said same thing. In New York, some conference about Palestine, they will recognize Palestine state. I in time said, why so late, and what this means, you recognizing Palestine state, when their genocide happened, and now they prepare for ethnic cleansing of Palestine, and what you will recognize, there are no people, and there are no, only live little land, no cities, no infrastructure. What you will recognize. And West Bank, same thing happening. Annexation, what about Eastern Jerusalem? Same. Without action. Ask them, you will intervene to stop genocide and ethnic cleansing of Gaza. Blah blah in this point, in this concrete sphere, no working, blah blah, Macron. Shame on you and shame on Starmer, which even continue arm Israel. Is fully complicit in the genocide, joined to Germany and United States. We know Trump administration pressured France, Britain, and others in United Nations to not recognize. I already said that in previous Chinghiz life. Not recognize Palestine. And shortly later, Macron and Starmer changed their position. They declared all that publicly and they changed it. Try continue for you. There will some step on way to recognize Palestinian state. Not enough. Starting from 1948, not enough. Live streaming genocide, also not enough. Their children, more than 20,000, killed already, not enough. They are not from such politicians real action for stop genocide, not will. We can do that. Earth people. We can do that. Without them, we can do that. Uniting for peace, resolution of United Nations General Assembly. There should be General Assembly emergency session, which now already complicated because another murdar there. Rothschild everywhere, people, live stream, Rothschild everywhere. For Security Council now, General Assembly, and worldwide in other spheres too, same. Squad is squad. Another murdar, Berbok and Nalina. Murdar means human, animal. We complicate what she can do, will do. But she can't stop us if we will act together. More than 170 countries using United Nations, Uniting for Peace resolution under United Nations flag. We should act finally. Sanctions, embargo, boycott, and create force. It is not peacekeepers. It is force for stop genocide. We can. We shall do that. Otherwise, they not will stop. And there go big war. By stopping the genocide in Palestine, we will prevent the big war. And sanctions, embargo, boycott, United States of America. No afraid. Do that. Do it. Do it immediately. They think they can destroy international law norms. They can sanctions International Criminal Court or International Court of Justice, judges. Sanction them, blackmail them, other such actions. We must start act. And United States very quickly will understand. When we are united. United States is Murdar's party establishment of human animals. So pathetic, weak, coward. We shall do that. For protect our world. For protect you, yourself, as people. For protect Palestinian children, women. Palestinian people, which under live streaming genocide. Delay here truly as complicity in genocide. Without delay, now act. Join to my call and do that. Okay. Channel 4. I was running an operating list, and every day at least half of these people on it were under the age of 11. British surgeon Victoria Rose speaks about the cases she dealt with during her recent 3 weeks in Gaza. Listen.
It almost seems quite shocking to me, but it is really small children with massive injuries. They've had bits of their bodies blown off. It's shocking that you can see a child in that situation, and it's not just one. It's, you know, I was running an operating list with 10 people on it, and every day at least half of the list was under the age of 11. It's barbaric.
Again, sorry, here volume.
It almost seems quite shocking to me, but it is really small children with massive injuries. They've had bits of their bodies blown off. It's shocking that you can see a child in that situation, and it's not just one. It's, you know, I was running an operating list with 10 people on it, and every day at least half of the list was under the age of 11. It's barbaric.
Yes, of course, barbaric, but not. These words even not enough. And we shall act. We must act. I'm sorry. Yes, Luigi Daniele. And what's here? Children are sharing with us now that they wish to be dead, that they don't want to be here anymore. They want to be with their mothers or fathers who have died. They want to go to paradise or heaven, where there is food and water. And this is absolutely the spirit for this generation of children who see no hope, they see no future. Other direction about live stream genocide. UNRWA. More than 1 in every 50 UNRWA staff in Gaza has been killed in this atrocious conflict, in genocide. This is the highest staff death toll in United Nations history. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres told the press ahead of the annual memorial service in honor of United Nations personnel who lost their lives in the line of duty. Totally, last year died 168 United Nations personnel. Absolute majority of them in Gaza. There must be justice and accountability for the crimes and violations of international law committed in the Gaza Strip, including against UNRWA. Antonio Guterres, United Nations Secretary General. Again, there must be justice and accountability for the crimes and violations of international law committed in the Gaza Strip, including against UNRWA.
It is time for the...
Assault. This is haunting to listen to. James Elder, UNESCO official. Quote, night after night, I can hear the screams from tents. There will be no medicines, no painkillers because they are denied entry. And these children writhing, screaming in pain as they are right now. And listen, he is James Elder, UNESCO official, exactly saying about that.
Night after night I can hear the screams from tents. Air attacks, bombs, tank fire, kids being burnt in their tents. God, those kids will get to a hospital, maybe the ones that are horrendously burned. Limbs blown off there, there'll be no medicines, no painkillers because they're denied entry. These children will lie there screaming in pain as they are right now. And they'll be denied the ability to leave here. Bombed in their tents, somehow survive, writhing pain, denied painkillers, denied medicines, and then denied a chance of life by living. Denied life.
the nightlife. And it's about children too. And mostly about children. Israel Authority of Human Animals even publicly saying, kill children there. They should be killed. Because if not now, further they will fight to their land. Protect their land will try. And this threat to us, Netanyahu could think. And Trump backed them. Attacked judges. How you dare arrest them, sanction them by your rule. People, we must stop them. We are much more powerful than they. I say, for that what we shall do, I repeatedly saying, calling you, demanding, on the United Nations flag, more than 170 countries, uniting for peace, resolution of United Nations General Assembly. Now, without delay, now. There, yesterday, Israel militaries stopped this flotilla carried activists or were protesting genocide in Gaza, try send them some quantity of humanitarian aid. But this symbolic act was but important for try broke this blockade. Of course, everybody understands this not will happen. Why I'm talking again about that from today's Chinghiz life from start. They above all of you. They're choosing. And you go in. Now you can. Now you can send sheep, meat. Huh? No way. Arrested, kidnapped, actually abducted. And authorities said these activists will release soon. They will turn to their countries. They will free. This aid they will send through the GHF, Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which already created more than 100 already, totally. By delivering humanitarian aid, they already killed dozens repeatedly. And ship will confiscate or will turn back to Starmer, to Queen Charles. Because they flag the ship how allies ally. If Starmer or Queen Charles, yeah, of course Queen Charles. Starmer under Queen Charles. They not will decide, this ship you can take, Netanyahu. I call Israel authority, you committed genocide, your ministers, your officials will kneeled before Nuremberg Tribunal, means International Criminal Court. But not add to your crimes, other crimes. These abducted the ship personnel should be released immediately. Immediately. And countries from citizens which they are, they should also act for demand immediate freedom. They are Britain, Sweden, Turkey, France, other countries, Netherlands here. So this, without delay. And there, now, global eyes, breaking. Thousands of volunteers from Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and Egypt, and there Mauritania too, are heading to Gaza by land to deliver aid and break the siege. And here videos are watching that. Other tweets on this matter. These who can participate must do it. 1 million people walking toward Rafah will eventually force leaders to intervene. My full support to this land march for Palestine, for Gaza, for stop genocide and break the blockade. And together with these countries, Arab nations, and I call other countries back this way, we can turn this march to truly serious our action, peaceful action. And of course we should, if Israel will intervene, and it's likely they will, because they, again, in same position, they impugn, they can, international law knows no return to them. Same about Trump and this murder Trump's Congress of murders is a pack. So we can use this one together and push Israel, stop genocide, ethnic cleansing, open this border, Rafah border too, and deliver free aid to Gaza, the Palestinians in Gaza. If the Israel will intervene, we shall intervene too, by force. Because Israel will intervene by force. We shall intervene by force. For stop genocide, for stop all of that. And this should happen all in same time. What implementation of Uniting for Peace resolution of General Assembly, already forget about Security Council, finally, no waste time. Finally means finally, if some of state members, no matter which, will again try start initiative in Security Council, this means obviously delay. Prevent our action. Delay. Obviously. Means we'll do this genocide possible. Continuation of that. Ethnic cleansing, starvation, all of that. Forget Security Council for now. General Assembly should take initiative and act. And we will stop genocide. We will remove Israel from Palestinian territory, from Gaza, from West Bank, including Eastern Jerusalem. Needed our action. Act. And use this march. Together with these people who decided to join, I call more people should join more. There should be millions, yeah. This is very crucial, march. Very crucial. There should be millions, at least. Egyptian people join too. A million people should march to Rafah. And states should prepare for act if Israel will try to use force. I say.
It is
Oh, this Murdar, Stefanik deputy. Hand in on board. And this Amnesty International protesting this veto. Murdar is murdar. Pew survey shows most nations hold negative views of Israel. Turkey, 93%. Japan, second place, 79%. Netherlands, 78%. Spain, 75%. Sweden, 75%. Greece, 72%. Italy, 66, Germany 64, France 63. Germany, France people, Italy people, no? Who authority continue complicit in the genocide. People against Israel. People demanding stop this genocide, demanding stop sell arms, demanding sanctions, embargo, boycott against Israel. But authorities of Italy, Germany, France refusing even listen to own people. Continue. After France, Poland 62, Britain 61%, South Korea 60, Canada 60, United States 53. Majority of American people want view Israel negative and demand stop genocide and sanctions embargo against Israel. But authorities doing exactly 180 degrees opposite, Trump and Congress of APEC. And India here, 29%. Also, 29 means less than majority. And the shame of Indian political establishment in this case, particular authorities. They maybe think Israel ally, which of course no. And here another blockbuster from Israel and United States. Remember when Israel said aid couldn't be delivered because of looting and armed gangs? Remember when they shared a video of armed men preventing Palestinians from getting aid? Every accusation is a confession. The Times of Israel. Sources confirm Israel arming Gazan gang to bolster opposition to Hamas. Times of Israel. Other. Hamza. Israel officials justified halting aid to Gaza on the grounds that it was being stolen. Turns out Israel was reportedly supplying guns to an ISIS-affiliated gang in Gaza who were using their weapons to steal the aid. Diabolical. At the end of last year, amid a surge in looting of humanitarian aid in southern Gaza, Abu Shabab and his men were widely accused of being behind the theft. Haaretz. Israel is providing weapons to jihadist group in Gaza affiliated with ISIS, says right-wing opposition lawmaker and former defense minister Avigdor Lieberman of Israel. When Israel says it's Hamas that attacking Palestinians or looting aid, they are showcasing the crimes of their own propped up local gangs. Mainstream media won't like to share this information. Okay. Will acting by support United States, Britain, Germany, France, Italy, and EU leadership. They will continue to do that. I'm not talking about genocide. I'm talking about prevent a big war, and this all today's what happened against Palestinians in Gaza, and also against Ukrainians in Ukraine. This pre-big war. Later will too late prevent a big war, and you're armless when the big war will start. I say that.
It is time.
This additional fact check. Israel now view it unfavorably by up to 70% of people in Western Europe. YouGov. Andrew Feinstein tweeted. So we have people, and we have more than 170 countries in the world won't change the satanic system which ruled the world and owned by Jewish Zionist elite. There's more than 170 countries where won't end Jewish Zionist rule of the world. So do that by stopping Israel in Gaza. Later will too late because they go big war. I say. Another figure about British public. The British public supports sanctions on Israel. 57% support a full arms embargo on Israel. 53% support Israel being expelled from the United Nations. 50% think supermarkets should boycott Israeli goods. Very important. This should happen. Boycott is boycott. I'm sorry, seconds. Okay. Act. Now. And how this system, which would work evil, satanic, we can see not only in Palestine and not only in Ukraine, but in Sudan too, and not only in Sudan, but in Sudan too. United Nations. Sudan's war is forcing thousands to flee into Chad. Shelters are full. Water is scarce. Children are arriving alone and injured. This is now the world's most damaging displacement crisis. Support is urgently needed. These photos of Sudanese, how they, in this crisis. Here info I will try read. Okay. What, for example, this? I will try read. Unfortunately, this. What this? As Sudan war rages on, families are fleeing into Chad in search of safety. What they find is a new struggle for survival. In just over 2 years, Chad has received more people fleeing Sudan than in the last 2 decades combined. Recent attacks in North Darfur killed over 300 civilians. Children are arriving injured, orphaned, and out of school. This is now the world's most damaging displacement crisis. Current aid covers only a fraction of what's urgently needed. And in Sudan, there are people, human beings. One of the biggest displacement, damaging displacement to Chad. There are not enough food There are no fresh water, not enough even. And their children there again, people in shelters, and of course countries should act in this case too, financing United Nations programs, humanitarian aid programs for help by providing humanitarian aid to Sudanese who now in shelters in Chad. About Sudan, this so-called civil war, actually there is no civil war. Their interests, they are Putin, Russia, they are United Arab Emirates, because Putin, Russia, actually this game, and this Rothschild and Co system too, creating conflicts and intervening such forum too for take control. If there are no control, there should happen war. There are no control in Libya, in Egypt, in about Iraq too. But in Egypt, no war was coup, because authority, they did mistake, violated agreement I repeated talking about. But in Libya, in Sudan, they use the same scheme. For them, this, as usual, satanic evil system. And human life to them, in Sudan case you can see nothing. Because all of you go in. Your life no matter. And we should stand with Sudanese people who are suffering because they are this Rothschild and Co conflict, along with Putin and United Arab Emirates, and they are behind United Arab Emirates. Saudi Arabia, they game, they interest. People, such things, this is happening around the world, time by time, or same time, several conflicts. This is because system, this satanic evil. We shall replace this system by our full transparent system, transparent and justice system. Believe me, I know that exactly. We will create peace, finally. Transparency will do that. Transparency and secure system. For that we should act, in first place, prevent the big war by intervening, stop the genocide against Palestinians, and stop Putin in Ukraine. Same time we shall stop, and will stop, Sudan, what's happening there, no doubt. So we shall act, shall act without delay, now. People look.
We're tracking over 34,000 big pieces of space junk, but there are over 130 million smaller fragments we can't even see. It's so bad that astronauts on the space station have to hide We're tracking over 34,000 big pieces of space junk, but there are over 130 million smaller fragments we can't even see. It's so bad that astronauts on the space station have to hide in escape pods when debris gets too close. And here's the terrifying part. One collision could trigger a chain reaction that could cripple space operations over time, cutting off GPS, internet, and communications worldwide. We basically gave Earth a deadly metal halo.
People, look. I can laugh, you know. You know, people. Because you did that. If you like that, is other case. But I think you know like that. I'm laughing because this system ruled you, and you allowed this system cover you full. Cover you full and rule you. And in our days, when what I was talking about already years, you finally wake up and realize in your mind what Chinghiz said and saying this truth. Satanic system ruled the world. They face to Satan. You deny and believe in that because you're fully covered by them, by their media, by their monetary system. As slavery, okay? And that's true. And you were thinking about yourself, your family. They started, they ended. You're fighting for that, for put food on table. Majority of you. Your children, future children. You think this world should be this. This and should be this and this. This. When this not. Word no should be this. In your hand, oh, you go extinct because your action. 70 years even, huh? 57, nearly 70 years. 68 years. Without satellite. First satellite was launched in 1957. Sputnik of Soviet Union. Was a little bit surprised. That time, United States, and now, what this? It's all satellites and debris of your spacecraft, rockets, very barely you can see planet Earth. Look, there's no stars, there's debris. Metal hell. And this is your planet, where here, these beautiful things. Yeah? Mountains, rivers, oceans. Actually, your planet, this handmade, and you did that. You allow this happen. And for same reason you allow this happening this climate crisis. Same. Industrial period, before that, absolutely.
We're tracking over 34,000 big pieces of space junk, but there are over 100...
before was other world, stable climate means climate. Stable, little bit sometimes cool, little bit sometimes little warm, but stable. Industrial period, you allow this combustion engine. Development is, you think this is very good, this development are the revolutionary stage on your evolution. You think that, people. Because these Murdars, Rothschild and Co., Rockefellers, only this oil, thinks this way. They actually think about their money, their wealth, how this project of dirt energy will reach them, racketeering forum. And they put Tesla, Nikola Tesla, scientist Nikola Tesla, to full ignore. And all come to this level. Even today, when you're facing undeniably this path, you're facing extinction because climate will change, very seriously will change, no little bit. Other climate will, okay? Today climate will replace it by another climate where you're not able to adopt. And more than 90, even 99% of wild species too hotter. And it's not only about temperature. Blockbusterious Armageddon. Now I start talking again shortly about avalanche effect of climate crisis. Where you truly very helpless. You're not able to stop avalanche effect of climate crisis. And you will die. But world rulers think another way. They faith to Satan. They do not believe in climate crisis as death sentence to entire Earth people. They knew poor countries, poor people will die because climate crisis too. And this is good. Yeah, this is good for them. They're counting this too. Rothschild and Co., Jewish, Zionist, elite. More than 90% of Wall Street. They create this climate crisis. And they continue to. And they go big war, and they knew this will trigger climate crisis. Avalanche effect. Because they listen to me. But they not believe in that. Because they faith to Satan. They go big war for create finally the new world and rule world publicly, not secretly, as they did and continue to do nearly 1 century. And all of the action, satanic, evil. There are no good capitalism, bad capitalism. They are even not about capitalism socialism. Believe me, this is not about this. Communism, not about this. And we must stop that. We must replace the system which ruled the world and which destroying you, killing you. Together we can. My mission appear in this period of time for that reason, for its reason. Together we can. Do that simply. Be much more powerful than they. By your inaction, they will launch big war, will exterminate 5 billion of you. But finally, entire of you will die and they themselves too, because the big war will trigger avalanche effect of big war and all of you will die. I say,
It is time. It is time for the ferret.
Berardelli, Jeff Berardelli. Today's Berardelli bonus. Earth's carbon dioxide hit a new milestone in May. 430 parts per million. Our best science tells us it's the highest in 14 million years, and the rate of growth is approximately 100 times natural. For the past 10,000 years, carbon dioxide was steady at 280 ppm, but our Goldilocks climate is now done. Against natural here means 100 times against natural growth. Means unnatural. Means earth people. Handmade. You did that, you.
It is time for the Ferretelli bonus. All right, a new study came out yesterday. I want to show you the headline. Annual carbon dioxide peak passes another milestone. That's 430 parts per million. So what does that mean? Well, the way we measure how much carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere is how many of the molecules are carbon dioxide. 430 out of a million. So that doesn't sound like much, but it has a huge impact because carbon dioxide traps heat and it warms the Earth. In fact, it's what keeps the Earth at 59 degrees temperature, which is a comfortable temperature. So a variation up and down a lot makes a big difference. All right, so this is how we've been trending in terms of carbon dioxide since 1960, and we've been going up steady. In fact, if anything, it's been accelerating a bit. We're at 430 parts per million. Now, before that, we're extending it back 10,000 years right here. Notice how steady carbon dioxide was for the vast majority of the last 10,000 years. We've had a Goldilocks climate, and that really has allowed humans to flourish. The problem is look at what has happened over the past really just 150 years. It's gone basically straight up because of that. And you extend it back about 800,000 years, and look, over the past 800,000 years, we've been here, and now all of a sudden, we're way up there. So look at the temperatures back in 1924. Blue indicating temperatures below normal, red above normal. Now compare that with 2024, and you can see the difference on Earth, just how quickly we are warming because of all these greenhouse gases. You want to send me a question? Send it right here, weather at WFLA.com.
Okay? And even today, when scientists start saying that, warming, nations still without serious action to prevent own deaths. Absurd, but yes, because system this fully covered you, lying you, but this truth. And you will watch media, they will appear other. Will try downplay that. Try downplay, and this no matter, this not true even, or maybe true, but this no listen at this. We go right where we have knowledge, technology, we will create technology, we will protect you. Are you thinking this view? When you in real time facing this sentence and you can in real time prevent that, you refusing act and what? Listen to them and waiting. This is about physics, planet Earth organism. We very seriously hurt planet Earth, very seriously. Avalanche effect will occur. Many thinking this not, but I say yes. When I saying this happening because truth, my mission from Universe Unity, and you fully covered by them. Have faith to Satan and rule the world. I telling you truths. Try wake up you and you walk, start to walk. But it's not enough walk. Walk and act. Okay? They will deny all of that. They everywhere, as quote, will prevent, will create barriers, will complicate your action, will divide you. But you can simply join me and act. And will prevail them, be much more powerful. I say.
It is time for the Fairy Vote.
Well, this is also good one. You can come to good one. Can. Arnaud Bertrand. This is truly excellent article that explains why, maybe counterintuitively for some, China is not interested in Yalta 2.0. Yalta 1.0 was in 1945, after ending Big War, sphere of interest. Yeah. Soviet Union, East Europe, and China was isolated, and America, Western Europe, NATO, and Cold War began after Yalta to zero. This was base. And this after happening in 1950s by Churchill, who called Palestinians dogs. His full-tone speech. Specialists and historians try show this day as start of Cold War, which was ended by me and by nations. Cold War was ended by me and nations before your eyes. So Yalta to zero. Arrangement where the world would be divided in spheres of influence, with them presumably getting Asia, Chinese, or East and Southeast Asia. China not interested in that. China refused that. This article about that. Why China is not interested in great power carve-ups. Understanding Beijing's strategic rejection of Yalta 2.0 arrangement. Zhao Long. He deputy director of Shanghai Institution of International Study, into this institution, University of this International Study of Shanghai. There are other institution of study of international study and security, strategic study and security. But Zhao Long, deputy director of this, means very important position. This I also know that Chinese authority, they are revealing Chinese authority strategic position, action on the security, which path, which way. And what this article show truly Chinese authority position. They don't want world should divide it on areas of influence. It's not in Chinese interest, China interest. And I read this article, this Twitter version of this article. Very good, I said. I might replay. Look. This is my replay. Chinghiz S. Mamedov, 29 years old, single man. Okay. If true, good. I can support China and back reforms if Chinese authorities decide to do. We can work together, act together. And I believe and know it will very good to entire Earth people, I say. That's true. China should start reform, institutional reform. I call that political reform. But this called institutional reform. Okay, call that by reform. There should be end of one party rule, communist rule. There should end this. One, this will open to multi-party system, more democracy, more freedom. But they're bipartisan. It's about China interests. I will back this way. And this is truly very important. China refused to take control on half of the world. As United States did in Cold War time, and Soviet Union agreed with Yalta I, take another part of the world. How this ended, you know. Soviet Union not longer exists. Now they are Russia, scapegoat, means bumblebee Putin with nuke. And he thinks with nuke he can restore Russian Empire. This not. But Putin used by Rothschild and Co., who fully control the United States and ally, Britain, etc. They decided to collaborate with Putin for launch big war. And they world. They world, which one? I repeatedly talking, not will repeat now. This is about Putin, Russia, which won't and will allow. And already allow, I think that the Chinese position can risk, Russia can join to United States on this case, influence of territories, means divide and rule. Soviet Union, after Russian Empire, and Putin policy is already undeniable. Therefore, he intervened by full-scale military intervention into Ukraine for that reason, and threatened entire Europe. So, but China not. China knows that. If true, I will back reform in China, and entire world will join to us. I know this, if we will act together with entire world, including China and Japan, is best. It's best. This is real and best. There's no fantasy, no utopia. This is real and is best. Japan and China already starting collaborate in ASEAN case against Trump tariffs, pathetic tariff action. This is very important, and this should be continued not only in tariff case entirety. This region, again, together with me is possible and real. This region should come together, join to China and Japan, and this is about security of region. They are not utility in South China Sea, not utility to Philippines, to Vietnam, to other countries in region. Their position, which country should join integration process as EU, but much more better. And together with me, this real, and believe me, our only way, this one. Go through this way. But this should allow entire world, but we shall start from this region. And I hope Chinese authorities already finally decided to join me start this integration process in the region, and also across Africa, South America, Europe, and ally. After this collaboration, we turn to ally. We base it on peace, no by force treat other the security, very seriously security deal between Japan, China, and other countries. And this is very real and very good, best even, I can say. This is very good for Japan interests. This is very good to China, Chinese interests. This is very good to regional countries, not only ASEAN, but ASEAN too. Very good to entire Africa, entire Latin America, to entire Europe. Do that together with me. This is real, and we will succeed. First, our action, which one? You know exactly. United Nations General Assembly. Uniting for peace, resolution, implementation. We should, in first place, prevent the big war, stop Israel in Gaza, and starting the integration process in region, ASEAN means. And this will be part of our world, real world community move, more than 170 countries. Part of that. For replace this system which ruled the world, it's not only about replace dollar, but this too, of course. Federal Reserve and these world financial institutions, World Bank and International Monetary Fund fully belong to Rothschild and Co. And British monarchy family, British political establishment, part of this Co. Time for end Jewish Zionist rule of world. How? Together, I say how. Join me, I say. Today in Nice, France, opened today or yesterday. If not yesterday, means yesterday. United Nations Conference on Ocean. What is here in France is Secretary General Guterres, Antonio Guterres, and this Conference des Nations Unies, United Nations, sur l'Ocean, Nice, France, 2025. Emblem of this conference and the United Nations. Ocean. I show our entire planet. Okay. Previous time I show Neptune. But actually this was planet Earth. Cemetery for rockets, space industry. Ocean. And climate crisis very seriously affected and affecting ocean. Ocean absorbing 50% or 30%. Now, if not so correct, 30% of carbon dioxide. And there are 15 million people, if no more, working on ocean industry, fisheries and others. And this coming to end because climate crisis. Quota of fish coming to my English, less and less, very seriously. And oxygen on ocean coming less and less because climate crisis. And plastics doing very serious bad thing to ocean and seas. And plastic also handmade, your job. Look at on space this one, very bad, okay. On your ocean seas this one, plastics. And this plastic into your organism, into your baby, even from start, organism. Very small particles of plastics. You should stop that. These are oil, gas, dirty energy. Plastic, same position, because world ruler is this. More than 90% of Wall Street this. Rothschild and Co. Money, the interest, and satanic things happening. Evil satanic things. Also there was in previous time near Antarctica place, 30%, as park, aqua park. If there are no fishery, no something should happen. This agreement in time, I recall, last moment was failed because United States, there are other countries, few. But today I hope this agreement should be there. And such aqua parks should create it not only in Pacific, on Atlantic, on Indian Oceans, and etc. This also should be matter, very important. And their money investment, how? They even refuse put money on climate crisis, give money, enough money. Barely they give money to World Health Organization, barely. And this money belongs to Rothschild system. You know, how is scam working? The health about your health, about real action, truly worldwide, particularly who vulnerable. About climate crisis, I already said. About ocean, part of that. Two, not you. No money. Not have money. Have, but to now ocean. I love ocean. I love fish, lobster, but not have money. We growth economy, our money go to as my friend Tedros said to these missiles, bombers, you're fighting terrorism. Satan, evil, and they themselves terrorists. They treat the entire world by wars, by conflicts, now live stream genocide. People, we should stop that. By such conferences, you not will achieve some serious things. We shall stop the genocide. We shall prevent the big war and replace this system. But after that, replace the system by our system. Full, transparent and secure system. After that will come justice, peace, truth, and all that problem what now you're facing, we will resolve finally. Together we can. I say, okay, today these Earth people, I am Chinghiz together with you.